Well, hey guys, Old Blue Accord back again. Wanted to just thank everybody for tuning in. It's a newer video. I haven't done one in a while. I apologize, I'm sick again. I was pretty sick all last week. But, got to get the oil changed in the Jeep. The light came on. It's time to do it. 6,600 miles. So, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and drain it while I'm talking. That'll kind of save time because, like I said, I don't feel so great. But got the door open too to the garage, so you might hear. I heard an owl hooting before, so you might catch it on here. Let's hope we do. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, so the Jeep's got about 70,000 miles now, 2015, and it's running really good. I'm not really having any problems with it. And let's get this oil draining. I'll keep talking as we go here. Got my 13 millimeter set up, and it's really a pretty good. It's not a bad deal. I don't have to jack it up to do it, which is kind of nice. It's a lower vehicle, but you still have to. But you still can get underneath it. And 13 millimeter deep sockets, plenty. Got a rag ready, of course. Now the oil plug, it does go point straight down, so you got to be kind of quick about unscrewing it, of course. Oh, yeah, there we go. You always end up with a handful of oil, but that's all right. Part of the game. And I only have an 8-quart oil pan, and it takes at least 7 quarts. So I usually end up draining a few quarts into one pan, and then I got a second pan to slide over. Seems kind of silly, but it makes it a whole lot easier to pour. It makes it a whole lot easier to pour out into my scrap bucket, so we should be good. First 2 quarts come flying out. I drove it home. It's nice and hot. Go ahead and look my oil plug over. I actually haven't changed it. It's got a built-in kind of like a rubber O-ring, and I'm sure every once in a while I should change it, but I haven't. So 2015, and it's sealing good. I'm not having any leaks, so I'm going to stick with it, but that'd probably be the next thing for the dealership. Buy one just to have a spare. Okay, so we'll let that drain. Let's see. Well, let's look under there one more time to make sure I'm hitting the spot right. Yeah, looking good. Okay. So yeah, the oil. Changed the oil light came on, and then I'm going to tell you guys something. Old Blue Accord's a little lazy about keeping track of things. So to tell you the truth, I don't keep track of my oil changes on any of my vehicles. Now I do industrial maintenance for a living, and I got a spreadsheets for everything known to mankind as far as maintenance, but when it comes to my own vehicles, I don't really keep track, and that's probably terrible. But it works out all right. The Jeep tells you when the oil's close, and then it'll tell you when it's ready. Not sure how it knows all that, but it takes all your driving conditions into consideration, and then tells you. And this time it went to about 6,400, so, or maybe 6,600, which is pretty good for synthetic oil. Obviously I use the Mobile One 0W40, which is the SRT oil. Actually the Pennzoil Ultra Platinum, but I'd be using the Mobile One. And now what I wanted to really talk about is these oil filters. So went to the dealership. Of course I went to the dealership to get my key, which turned out to be $175, but we'll talk about that too. And I said, you know what, while I'm here, let's go ahead and get an oil filter. Well, this is the oil filter they gave me, which is fine, but it's not the SRT oil filter. It's just the plain Jane 5764 oil filter. Here's the numbers. And not a big deal. I'm not going to use it. I really don't know why I bought it. I can't tell you how much I paid for it. Probably paid too much. But yeah, 2015. Well, that's funny. I didn't even read that. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm not going to use it because that's just the base filter. What I usually use, and I think you guys kind of know this, is I usually use the Purolators because I've always liked the Purolator filters. Now, I have been, in this vehicle, using the Boss filter. And the reason why I've been using the Boss filter, as you can tell on that one, is they're good for a very long length of miles, 15,000. But I thought it was kind of funny that this filter I bought here actually says 20. So it's either 15,000 or 20,000, take your pick. I guess it's got a synthetic, pleats and this and that, and I always thought that's kind of cute that it says nothing. Let's see if I can make it. Yeah, nothing gets by us. I think that's funny. Anyway, so I got 2 of these. I'm ready to go. Got my oil ready, and yeah, I thought it was funny that they didn't give me the SRT. They gave me the key. Oh, and the key was set $175, and they didn't program it. Yeah, the guy wasn't there, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, I needed the key. We went through the key fob thing. So what I'm probably going to do is either program it myself or get a locksmith to do it, because that's kind of ridiculous to spend, you spend $175 from the dealership, and then you're back again trying to get it programmed. Now, obviously, they need the vehicle there, so that's going to take some time, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, so that's kind of where we're at with that. But I thought it's funny that one of those filters is 15,000 and one of them's 20. Now, again, here's the problem. I didn't keep track, so I think I changed the filter last time. I went and looked. The oil pan actually had a filter in it draining, and I'm like, oh, that's the filter I drained last time, I hope. We'll see. So I think old Blue Accord's going to cheat and not change the filter. Since I only went 6,600 miles, I should go by one of these numbers at least one more time, right? The old Common Core math, you got 20,000, 6,000 and a 20. Should be able to go 3 times, but we'll see. And, yeah, not having any trouble with the Jeep, that's fine. And I do try to change the oil decently regular, I guess. It went last week. Of course, like I said, I was sick as a dog, so I was like, I'm not getting my fat head under that vehicle ever. Sick. And I did bring it in the garage. I moved old Blue out, and it started right up pretty good. It's been months since I've ran it. But I've got the little lift. I can lift the front end of the Jeep up just a little bit to get that filter off. If somebody like me with pretty long arms, if you really squeeze yourself under there, there's a little hole that you can get the filter out with. It's just a bear. There's no possible way I'm going to be able to film all that. But I think I pretty much talked myself into just using the filter that's on it. Let her roll. Just change the oil and go from there. So that's where we're at with that. And then just kind of some of the other stuff, because I hadn't really updated. As far as doing the, we've talked about doing the fuel mileage. I haven't done anything with it. I need to get the air filter for this Jeep. It's an AFE branded. It's an AFE branded. I guess they're called cold air intakes. I mean, I guess the air does come in through here. So, and I called them, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we hadn't sold. We don't sell that non-oiled version. Something." And I'm like, "Well, email me what I need to order, and I need to order one. 70,000 miles." And actually, I went through, and I never really followed up, and they never followed up. So, I never changed the air filter. I want to change the air filter. Put a few tanks of fuel through it, and then start doing the mixing 30% E85. So that's where we're at with that. And honestly, for some reason, premium was cheap this year. It was only like $3.50 a gallon, where regular fuel was like under $3 or roughly $3. So I'm only paying 50 cents more now. This week, and 2 tanks before, it has gone up over $4 again. So I am paying $4 for premium fuel at the Shell station. And it's the same Shell station you see me go to every, at night, and the same pump, all that baloney. I think you guys kind of know that by now. So now it's making me think, well, I'm paying $1 more a gallon over regular fuel. I should probably think about mixing. The mileage has been about the same. Oddly, it's always the same. I'll get a really bad tank, where I got like a 12.8 miles per gallon, and then I filled it up, and right now, and even right now, I'm getting over 15. So it always does that. It gives me the worst fuel miles in the world for like one tank. And then same pump, same shell station, same time, evening time to fill up. And then here we are back again. I got like a 15.7. So yeah, never really will figure that out, but probably. But this one's not too bad. It's about 15 miles to the gallon with this tank, just regular straight 93 octane shell. But we'll work on that. We'll do that. That's a fun thing to do. I don't mind. I don't really mind mixing the fuel. No idea why that fell over. I don't really mind mixing the fuel. It's a different gas station as the other things. So yeah. So for now, I think we're gonna go ahead and just put the old oil filters back on the shelf. We're not gonna use that other one. That's kind of ridiculous. I should have looked at it closer. I was kind of talking to somebody when he handed me those two filters. I was like, I know it's an SRT vehicle because they look it up by the VIN number to get me to double check the key work. That's kind of the comedy of the whole thing. They kind of know the vehicle inside and out, but they still give you the $10 filter instead of the SRT $14 filter. But yeah, that's how it goes, you know. So I'll just put it on the shelf, and it probably fits a lot of other like 5.7s and other Mopar type vehicles. And you know, that's probably all much I'm going to do. There's a few things I want to do to the Jeep. It definitely needs a little top off on the Freon, and it's I had a leak, and I took it to the dealership because I could see the Schrader valve leaking. I think I did a video on that, and they fixed it. It's that one right there. I could see oil. You know, when you see oil tracing all around it. And they fixed it. They claimed without losing any Freon, but I think they lost some, and they owed me some. But I'm thinking about, I've got the Freon can here that I had bought for the wife's car. I'm kind of thinking about topping it myself. I'll have to drive it and get it, you know, I guess charged up or whatever you would call it. And then I think I'm just going to put a little bit in it. Like I said, this week it actually has not been that hot, but you got to run it on max air to be comfortable. So that's probably a little too much. And I have a can, you know, I have that can where you just kind of clip it on there. It's actually got a built-in gauge. I don't want to mess with this too much because it might leak out, but I might just do that. I don't know. I'll have to see. It's 134A. It's kind of nice about a 2015. It didn't switch over. Yeah. It didn't switch over. That's the fitting. It didn't switch over to the new stuff. I don't know when it actually did. So it's kind of, 2015 is kind of a sweet spot to me for like electronics and all the other stuff internally, which I'll talk about. I'll have to do a video about the internal, the you know, the stuff in the inside of the vehicle. So it's a pretty nice vehicle. It was a pretty high dollar vehicle in 2015. But yeah, I'm thinking about running it and then coming back, putting a little spritz of Freon in it. That's what it needs. I probably could take it back to the dealership. They, you know, it should be under warranty, the fix, so they should probably have topped it off. But I got a feeling they charged me, and Freon's expensive, and they're expensive. So I may just, you know, try to do it myself. If it don't come out right, I'll just run it over to them and let them figure it out. But that's pretty easy to do. But yeah, and that's really where we're at. So let me go ahead, and I guess this should be drained pretty good. I'll go ahead and think about putting the plug back in. It's been 15 minutes. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate the I'm kind of over 150 subscribers, pretty solid, and I want to thank everybody for subscribing and everything. Keeps me motivated to do videos. Now, obviously, I don't put a whole lot of money into you know, products and stuff like that, but you never know. As I get if I get more subscribers and more interest, I'll definitely can do some things. But yeah, I really appreciate everybody subscribing and looking in. And just remember, always check out 3gs.com for your third generation Honda Accord information and questions and all that good stuff. But and then, you know, this vehicle here, and of course the Camaro and everything. There's always something going on in the garage. Like I said, I hadn't been out here in a while. I'll update some other stuff about the air conditioning and some other things, you know, as we go along here. But yeah, for now, let me just put the cork in this, put the oil back in it, and go ahead and blow my nose because I can't breathe. And we'll go from there. Appreciate y'all looking. Old Blue Accord, over and out. Have a good evening.